King Arthur's Knights, Chapter 5, Part 2. "Lord King," she said, "this fine man's wound is poisoned, and naught can heal it this side the great water. But if he goeth whither the spear came from which poisoned it, he shall get whole of that wound." "'Tis well," said the king. "He shall be sent to Ireland." "Ay, ay, ay," said the old woman, and laughed in Sir Tristan's face. "Thou shalt be healed, fair chief, but the hand that shall heal thee shall give thee a deeper wound, a wound that shall never be healed this side o' thy grave." Forthwith King Mark let a fair ship be purveyed and well stored with necessary victuals, and Sir Tristram was carried thereto and laid on his couch on the deck, and Gouvernail, his faithful squire, went with him. In the sunshine and the brisk wind Sir Tristram felt joyful, and the merry waves slapped the sides of the ship full prettily as it cleaved through the blue seas toward the west. In the evening they saw the white cliffs and the brown rocks of Ireland, and Sir Tristram took his harp and played thereon, for he had learned to harp most featly in France, where he had lived 7 years, to learn all manner of courtly and noble pastimes. Soon the shipmen cast anchor in a wide sheltered cove beneath a castle, which stood on a high rock beside a fair town. Sir Tristram asked the master of the ship the name of the town. "Crownichet, if it please you, my lord," said the master. "It pleases me well," said Tristram. "It should mean that there dwell within brave and noble knights and damsels, like unto fairies." Out of the merriness of his heart he thrummed his harp with so blithe and strange a tune that in a little while the very folk upon the shore came listening, and some began to dance, while others looked sad. For though the tune was very merry, there was sadness also peeping from it. It happened that King Anguish and his court were in that castle by the sea, and a handmaiden of the queen came to where they sat and told them of the knight that sat in his ship and harped so strange a lay that it made one glad and sorry at the same time. Then King Anguish sent a knight and begged the harper to take cheer with him, and Sir Tristram was brought in a litter, and all the damsels were sad at his sickness, and the knights sorrowed that a knight so noble-looking should be so wounded. King Anguish asked him who he was, and how he came by his wound. And Sir Tristram, having learned that this was the King of Ireland, whose champion he had worsted in battle, and thinking that his own name would be known, replied, "I am of the county of Lyons, and my name is Sir Tramor, and my wound was got in battle, as I fought for a lady's right." "I pity thee, Sir Knight," said the king, who was a right noble king and lovable, "and by heaven's aid ye shall have all the help in this country that ye may need." The king told him of the battle which Sir Marhaus had had on his behalf with a knight named Sir Tristram, and how Sir Marhaus had come home wounded unto death, and was dead these 2 months. On which Sir Tristram feigned to be sorry, but said not much thereon. Then the king ordered his daughter to come before him. She was called La Belle Isoude, for that she was the most lovely damsel in all Ireland and the out isles, and withal gentle and kind. And her father bade her tend and minister to this stranger knight who had come to Ireland to heal him of his wounds. In a few weeks, so soft was she of her hands, and so learned in leechcraft, she had cleaned Tristram's wound of all poison, and he was hale and strong again. As some reward, he taught her to harp, and gave her many good and costly presents. These she took, but valued them not so much as his kind words and smiles. More and more she loved to hear his voice, and when he was gone out hawking or looking at jousts, she was sad and thoughtful, sitting with her fair hands in her lap and her eyes looking far away, and when she heard his step or his voice in the hall, then would her sad eyes light up, and a merry tune would hum upon her lips, and she would gaily talk with her handmaidens, who, whispering and glancing and nodding to each other as they sat about her at their spinning frames, knew of her love for Sir Tristram before she was aware of herself. Sir Tristram cared not overmuch to be with ladies, but was more joyful to be in hall, talking of hunting, jousting, and hawking. All men regarded him highly for his great knowledge of these things, but as yet, for fear of hurting his wound, which was but freshly healed, La Belle Isoude forbade him gently to take violent exercise. Sir Tristram was impatient to be in the saddle again, with lance in rest, and his great charger leaping beneath him. Now to the court of King Anguish there had lately come a knight named Palomides, famed for his knightly deeds, though still a pagan, and he was well favored both of King Anguish and his queen. Sir Palomides came and made great court of La Belle Isoude, and proffered her many gifts, for he loved her passing well. Indeed, for her sake, he declared he would be christened and become a Christian knight. But La Belle Isoude had no care for him, and avoided him as well as she might. On a certain day, King Anguish made a great cry that a joust and tournament would be held, wherein only unmarried knights should join, and the prize would be a fair lady called the Lady of Laundes, near cousin to the king. The heralds further said that he who should win her should marry her 3 days after, and have all her lands with her. This cry was made in all Ireland and Wales, and in Logres and Alban, which are now called England and Scotland. It befell the same day that La Belle Isoude came to Sir Tristram, and she seemed distressed of mind, and as if she had wept secretly. Sir Tramor, she said, this tournament shall exalt Sir Palomides beyond all other knights, unless a better do come forward and overcome him. Fair lady, said Sir Tristram, Sir Palomides may well win the prize against any knight, except it be Sir Launcelot. But if ye think I am fit to joust, I will e'en essay it. Yet he is a proved knight, and I but a young one, and but lately ill. And my first battle that I fought, it misshaped me to be sore wounded. Yet I will essay it, for I love not this Sir Palomides. Ah, but I know thou wilt do well in the battle, and thou shalt have all my prayers for thy safety and success, said La Belle Isoude. On the first day of the jousts, Sir Palomides came with a black shield, and he was a knight big of his body and on a great horse. He overthrew many knights and put them to the worst, among them being many of the knights of the Round Table, as Sir Gawain and his brother Sir Garhus, Sir Agravaine, Sir Kay, Sir Sagamore le Desirous, Sir Owen, who had been the little page boy who had saved King Arthur's life in his hall at Caerleon, and 3 other knights. All these he struck down, and the others were adread of him. The people had great marvel and acclaimed him with much worship as the victor of the first day. The next day he came and smote down King Morgaunt, the pagan king of Scotland, as also the Duke of Cabinett. Then, as he rode up and down the lists, proudly flourishing his lance, dressing his shield and waiting for the other knights to offer themselves to him, he was aware of a knight in all white armor, with visor closed, riding quickly through the gate as if he came from the seashore. The stranger knight came with swiftness, lifting his lance in token of challenge. Whereat Sir Palomides rode in to the other end of the lists, dressed his lance, and together they put their horses in motion. Like 2 bulls, the knights thundered against each other in the center of the lists. The white knight's lance hit the shield of Sir Palomides full in the center, and with the shock, the pagan knight was lifted from his saddle, carried beyond his horse, and fell with a great thud to the ground, while his horse careened onward, riderless. Sir Gawain and his fellows marveled who this stranger knight might be. Then Sir Palomides, rising from the ground, caught his horse, and full of shame would have slunk from the field. But the white knight rode after him and bade him turn. For, said the stranger, he would better prove him with the sword. Then alighting, they lashed at each other with their swords. Now Sir Palomides was a powerful man, and his strokes were passingly heavy. But Sir Tristram, for the stranger knight was he, felt so full of strength and joy after his long leisure that he played with Sir Palomides, and men wondered at the marvel of his blows, and his swiftness was a marvel to see. In a while, with a great buffet on the head of the pagan knight, Sir Tristram felled him to the earth. Now yield thee, said the white knight sternly, and do my command, or I will slay thee of a surety. Sir Palomides was sore adread, and promised. Swear me this, said the stranger, that upon pain of thy life thou leave my lady La Belle Isoude, and come not unto her ever again, and for a year and a day thou shalt bear no armor. Promise me this, or here shalt thou die. I swear it, said Sir Palomides, but I am forever shamed. In his rage, Sir Palomides cut off his armor and threw it from him, and fled away on his horse. Then the white knight also went away, and none knew who he was. The king sent after him to tell him he was the winner of the lady, whom he should wed, but the messengers could not find him. Men marveled much at this, that the victor knight should not come to claim the rich lady for his wife with the wide lands that went with her. When Sir Tristram returned to the private postern where La Belle Isoude had led him forth secretly, he found her standing breathless, and she was pale and red by turns, and could not speak at first. Thou hast not failed, she said, and clasped her hands. Nay, said Sir Tristram, laughing, he will never trouble you again. And by Our Lady, I wish there had been 6 of him, for I never felt more full of fight and strength than I do this day. But, ye have not claimed the prize, said La Belle Isoude, and hid her face that was so deathly white. Nay, nor will I, said Sir Tristram, for I crave not to be married. I would be free and go forth into strange lands to seek adventures. He went from her, with the tune of a hunting song upon his lips, and saw not how La Belle Isoude trembled against the wall, and was near to swoon. And we're going to pause here, and we'll continue this chapter in the next video. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the book. I love you guys. As Tigger says, ta-ta for now.